Hello students, welcome to aimsindia online classes. This is a chemistry session. Here we're discussing about matter chapter. In this session, we are going to say practice sheet related to this chapter based upon the concepts which we have seen in the earlier sessions. On those, we are going to see a practice sheet now. In this also, we're going to see completely practice sheet 1, which contains all single correct answer type questions. Okay, let us start that. So before going to see the practice sheet, here a glance of all the concepts which you have learned from the chapter matter are given here. You can see classification of matter into 5 states of matter. 5 states. They are solids, liquids, gases, plasma, and Bose-Einstein condensate. If we observe here about solids first, solids are having high density, they have fixed shape and fixed volume, they are hard to compress. Their examples are ice, wood, book, these all will come under. Okay, when these solids are having molecules very closely packed one to another, so they are having high density, they have fixed volume, intermolecular force of attractions are high, intermolecular distances are least in case of solids. So when these are heated, we get gases. So if you see in gases, molecules are loosely packed so that they can slide one on another. That's why they are a little lighter in density when compared to solids. So as well in liquids, molecules can slide one another. They do not have any fixed shape, but they have fixed volume. So these liquids will take the shape of the container, and liquids can be compressed a little extent to a little extent. So compressibility exists for liquids a little extent, and examples for the liquids are milk, water, oil, juices, and so on. So in liquids, intermolecular distances are somewhat greater when compared to solids, and intermolecular force of attractions are less when compared to solids. So when you heat these liquids, we get gases. So in gases, molecules are spread over in the entire container. Molecules are having no attractions. So they are loosely packed one to another, very loosely packed. To say accurately, the more attractions between the molecules are highly negligible when compared to solids and liquids. That is why gases are very low in density, and they take the shape of the container. They do not have fixed volume as well as fixed shape also. They fill the container in which they are filled, and these gases are highly compressible. An example for the gases are air, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, etc. These all will come under gases. And the intermolecular distances are very high in gases, and the intermolecular attractions are least in gases among these 3 states. Okay. Next, fourth state of matter is plasma. So this plasma state is obtained when gases are heated to very high temperature. Okay, when these gas molecules will be ionized to form electrons and ions. That state is called plasma state. So example for that stars, sun, fluorescent lights like thunders. These all will come under example for this plasma. So particles in the ionic state, particles and electrons are existing together. Okay. So they shown here plasma TVs, lightning, these contain plasma, which are examples for this. Next, fifth state of matter is a Bose-Einstein condensate. This is existing when gases are cooled to very low temperatures, which is nearly equal to absolute zero, that is minus 273 degrees Celsius. If a gas is cooled to this temperature, then this Bose-Einstein condensate is formed. Okay, these are the 5 states of matter. And now the interconversions of these matters also we have seen. So conversion of solid into liquid is called melting. Conversion of solid into liquid into gas is called evaporation or boiling. And the conversion of gas into liquid is called condensation, and conversion of liquid into solid is called freezing, and the direct conversion of solid into gas is called sublimation. Oh, so these all we have seen in the early classes. So based upon these all concepts, now we are going to see the practice sheet. Okay, let us know. For first conceptual understanding questions. Out of these, the first one: anything that occupies space and has mass is called. What is that called? Anything that has mass and occupying space is called matter. So that is the definition for matter. Matter is anything that has space, that has mass and occupying space, and can be perceived by our senses is called matter. Okay. The process of conversion of a solid directly into vapor is called. Yes, certain solid substances can be converted directly into gaseous state. That phenomenon is called sublimation. And those substances which are converting directly from solid state to gaseous state are called sublimable substances. Example: ammonium chloride, camphor, naphthalene, iodine. These all will come under sublimable substances. These can convert directly from solid state to gaseous state on heating without coming into liquid state. So that process is called sublimation. Okay, next one. In which state are the distances between the particles are greatest? The distance between the particles. So in solids, molecules are very closely packed. So the distances between the particles are very least. Whereas in gases, if you say, molecules are very loosely packed. So the distances between the molecules are high. The distances or interparticle distances are greatest in case of gases. Okay, gases, it is correct. Next question. The intermolecular spaces between the molecules are least in. Just now I told. The intermolecular spaces or intermolecular distance, both are same. Intermolecular distance means the distance between the adjacent molecules in a matter are called intermolecular spaces or intermolecular distances. These are least in case of solids. Solids are having least distances because in that molecules are closely packed. They are completely packed. There are no gaps between the molecules. Okay, next question. Metals have shine on their own. This property of metals is called. Yes, what is it called property? The property of metals by which they shine on their own is called sonority, or sorry, lustrousness. Luster or lustrous property. So because of this luster property, metals, they shine on their own. The surfaces of metals, they shine because of this lustrous property. Okay, next. The smallest particle that retains the properties of an element. The smallest particle of an element which retains its properties is called atom. Atom is the smallest particle of an element which shows the complete properties of that element. It's the atom. Which one of the following is a compound? See, which is compound among these? We say hydrogen. How to say whether it is a compound or an element? If the substance, if it is made up of only one kind of atoms, then it is called an element. If it is made up of more than one kind of atoms, then it is said to be molecule of compound. If you see here, hydrogen is given. Hydrogen molecule is formed from two atoms of hydrogen. So we can say it is an element. Nitrogen is also an element because it contains only one kind of atoms in it. Air we cannot say as it is a compound because air is made up of so many kinds of gases. So as it is containing so many kinds of substances in it, it is called a mixture. It is not called compound. Now if you observe carbon dioxide, its molecular formula is CO2. So this is a chemical substance which is formed when two or more elements are combined chemically. So the chemical substance which is formed by the combination of two or more kinds of elements in the fixed ratio is called a compound. Now carbon dioxide is a compound. Okay. Whereas hydrogen and nitrogen are elements and air is a mixture. Next, the boiling point of a substance is the temperature at which it changes from. What is the boiling point? What is boiling first? Boiling means the conversion of a liquid substance into gaseous state. Boiling point means the temperature at which this is happening. That means the temperature at which a liquid converts into gaseous state rapidly is called its boiling point. So when it changes from liquid to gas. Okay. Next question. Metals can be hammered into thin sheets. This property is called. Yes, while discussing about the certain chemical property, general properties of metals, we told metals can be drawn into thin sheets or can be beaten into thin sheets when hammered with some object. The property is called malleability. Malleability. What's the other one? Ductility means the property by which they can be drawn into thin wires is called ductility. The property by which they can be beaten into thin sheets is called malleability of metals. Okay, next. The smallest particle of an element or a compound that can exist itself is, so it is told here not element exactly, either element or compound. So for an element or compound, the smallest particle that can exist independently is called molecule, because the compounds are formed by the combination of two or more elements in the fixed ratio. So for an element or a compound, the smallest particle which can exist independently is a molecule. In a compound, elements are always present in A. Yes, we are telling when a compound is formed from two or more elements, they combined in the fixed ratio. So the ratio of the elements in a compound will be always fixed. However you prepare and from wherever you prepare the compound, the composition of the elements in that compound will be fixed. So we can say now it is a fixed ratio. They present in a fixed ratio. For example, we told the formation of water from hydrogen and oxygen. They form when two hydrogen atoms combined with one oxygen atom. They form one water molecule. So here, the combination of hydrogen and oxygen in the ratio 2:1 in the formation of water. So however you prepare this water, from wherever you prepare this water, the composition of this hydrogen and oxygen will be in the 2:1 ratio always. It is a fixed ratio. Okay. Next one. Which of these will not change its state upon heating? Say which one will not change its state out of these even after heating also. What happens if we heat ice? What will happen if we heat ice? It converts into water. It changes. When you heat milk, it changes to either curd or something else. And when you heat water, what happens? This water converts into water vapor form. If you heat milk, it will be converted into, it will be broken. If you continuously heat milk at certain time, it will be solidified. That we know. What happens if we heat water vapor? Water vapor is already it's in the gaseous form. So when you heat water vapor, it will not change its state. Just it will carry more and more energy. It becomes much hotter. So there will be no change in its state even after heating also. That is water vapor. Next, certain substances exist in the solid state because why some matters are existing in the solid state. What is the reason? See, given options once, intermolecular forces are weak. Is it true regarding solids? No. Intermolecular force is nothing but the attraction between the adjacent molecules in the matter. These attractions between the molecules in solids are very high, not weak, very strong. Intermolecular forces are strong in case of solids. That is why molecules are tightly bound and they exist in the solid state. Okay, so first one is incorrect. Second one, molecules can slide one over another. Is it true regarding solids? No. In solids, molecules are tightly bound with one another, so they cannot move at all. The vibrations are very low in case of solids. So molecules, they cannot move freely. They cannot slide also. So this is also not true. Next one, molecules are highly tightly packed. Yes, this is correct regarding solids. Molecules are tightly packed. They cannot move in free. The next one, what is given? Molecular motion is very fast. Is also not correct. Molecules are tightly bound or tightly packed. So molecular motions are very least actually to say. So only correct answer is C. Molecules are tightly packed. That is why they exist in a solid state. Okay. Next, single correct answer type questions. See the first one. A substance that has no definite shape or volume and can spread to occupy any available space. So which state of matter will contain these properties? No definite shape, no definite volume, and can spread into them to occupy the entire volume available. Which state it is? Gaseous state. Gases do not have either fixed shape or volume. So observe in which of the given options which represents a gas. See the first one, sugar. What kind of substance is this sugar? Sugar is a solid substance. It has definite volume as well as definite shape. It won't come under now. Next, milk. What about milk? Milk is a liquid substance. Of course, it does not contain fixed shape, but it has fixed volume. So it's not coming under correct answer. Now, if you observe, oxygen. Oxygen is a gaseous substance which does not contain either fixed volume or fixed shape. So as it is a gaseous substance, it will be correct answer. What about oil? Oil also a liquid. So it will be having fixed volume. But in the question it is asked which one is having no shape, no volume. That is oxygen. Okay. Next one. The fifth state of matter is, actually we told the major states or which we observe frequently are three states of matter. They are solid, liquid and gaseous state. There are two more special cases also which exist rarely, but out of the atmosphere they exist. One is a plasma state which we call as fourth state of matter, and the fifth state of matter is Bose-Einstein condensate. When gases are heated very strongly, very high temperatures, plasma state is created. When gases are cooled to very low temperatures, nearly to minus 273 degrees Celsius temperature, then this Bose-Einstein condensate is formed. So BEC or Bose-Einstein condensate is formed when gases are cooled to very low temperatures, which is nearly equal to absolute zero temperature. So that is called fifth state of matter, BEC or Bose-Einstein condensate. Okay, next one. The intermolecular forces are minimum in case of. So intermolecular force is nothing but the attraction between the molecules of the matter. In which state these are minimum? We know in gaseous state the molecular attractions are least or minimum. So in gases, intermolecular forces are least in gases. Okay. Next, the intermolecular forces are maximum in case of. Where they will be maximum? Obviously in gases, sorry, in solids. Intermolecular forces are high in solids. Observe once in the given options which represents a solid. In that, intermolecular forces will be high. The first one, copper. What kind of substance is that? Is it a gas or liquid or solid? Copper is a solid metallic substance. In this, intermolecular attractions or intermolecular force are very high, whereas water is a liquid, carbon dioxide is a gas, hydrogen is also a gas. So, only solid metallic element is copper, which has high intermolecular force of attractions. That is correct answer. Sorry, intermolecular forces. It is copper is correct, not the hydrogen, because hydrogen is a gaseous substance. Copper is a solid substance, so it has intermolecular forces maximum. Copper is correct answer. Next, which one of the following is a property of gases? These certain properties are given here, which represents a gas. See the first one. They have no rigidity. Yes, gases are not rigid. They can be compressed to very high extent. So they are no more rigid. Second one, so this is correct. Second statement, they can diffuse. Yes, gases can diffuse very easily. They can intermix one to another. That is called diffusion. So gases can diffuse easily. Next one, they have definite mass. Yes, this is fixed for even gases also. The mass of any matter is fixed, even whether it is a solid or gas or liquid. So gases are also having definite mass. Is also correct regarding gases. So three are correct. Now what will be correct answer? All of these. Next, liquids can flow easily. Which of the following is not a correct reason for it? So liquids can flow. Yes, it's true only. But what is the reason given here? Let us see first one. Intermolecular forces are very strong. If intermolecular forces are very strong, the molecule should be tightly bound and that should not flow. So it is not the correct answer. Molecules are far from each other. Is it true? Not much far. In liquids, they are loosely packed but not much far. So see the third option. Molecules can slide over each other. Yes, this is the correct reason because of which liquids can flow. Liquids can flow because the molecules of liquids, they can slide one another. Okay, this is the correct answer. Next, which of the following elements is a non-metal? Observe here, some elements are mentioned which is a non-metal out of these. First, mercury. Mercury is a metal and that too it is a liquid metal we know. So mercury is a metal. Lead is also a metal. Zinc is also a metal. Only the element non-metal is carbon. Carbon is a non-metal. Remaining three are metals. Okay. Next, the melting point of a substance is the temperature at which it changes from. Melting point. What is melting first? The conversion of a solid substance into liquid substance, liquid form is called melting. So this melting occurs at a fixed temperature. So the conversion of a solid substance into liquid substance at a particular temperature is called melting. The temperature at which it is happening, that means the temperature at which a solid converts into liquid state is called melting point of the substance. So now what is the question? Melting point of a substance is the temperature at which it changes from solid to liquid. Where it is here, solid to liquid. Next, an element is made up of, with which it made up of element. Element is made up of only one kind of atoms in it. There will be only one kind of atoms in an element. Okay. Next one. Which one of the following is not a property of gases? See, certain properties are mentioned here. Which of these is not a property of gases? See, first one, they have a definite volume. Is it true regarding gases? No, gases do not have definite volume. Their volume can be changed easily. So this is not a property of gases. What about the remaining? They have no definite shape. That is true. They have definite mass. That is also true. They can diffuse. It is also true. Only incorrect statement is the first one. They have definite volume. No, gases do not have definite volume. The volume of the gases is to be considered as the volume of the container in which they are stored. Okay. Next, which of the following will diffuse faster than others? So which can diffuse faster? Generally, gases. Gases actually they are having this property of diffusion. So gases can diffuse faster. Observe in the given which is a gas that can be diffusing faster. What about water? Water is a liquid substance. It can flow but it cannot diffuse. What about petrol? It is also a liquid. It also can flow but not diffuse. Milk is also a liquid which can flow but not diffuse. Only perfume. In the perfume inside the bottle it is in liquid state. When you spray it, it converts immediately into gaseous state and hence it can diffuse easily. So perfume is the correct answer. Because of the diffusion property only, the fragrance of perfume will be absorbed immediately in the entire room if it is sprayed at the corner of the room also. Isn't it? Yes. Now, among the following metalloids, what are metalloids? The elements which exhibit the properties of both metals and non-metals are called as metalloids. There are certain elements like silicon, germanium, antimony, bismuth. These elements come under metalloids. So out of those here, one of them is given, that is antimony. Antimony is one of the metalloids. This can show the properties of both metals as well as non-metals. So it is a non-metalloid. What about iron? Iron is a metal. Carbon, carbon is a non-metal. What about sulfur? Last one. Sulfur is a non-metal. Only antimony is a metalloid. Okay, this is about a single correct answer type questions. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our YouTube channel Aims Today for latest updates and even visit our website www.aimstoday.in for latest updates and recorded videos. Thank you.